Good morning, guys. And in this chapter, we are going to cover the connectivity in MicroStrategy and how to establish the connectivity between your architecture and how to manage them and how many modes we have available in MicroStrategy. Okay, so we will continue with our connectivity in this video. And before starting this video, if you have not subscribed this channel yet, please subscribe the channel and hit the like buttons. Okay, so let's continue with the video. So this is our third chapter and we are going with the connectivity now. So our goal is to establish the connectivity between our architectural components. Okay, so let's see how many types we have available in the microstrategy. We have three architecture, like we have two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture, and the four-tier architecture in microstrategy available. Okay, so you can operate your microstrategy product with a direct connection, which is two-tier, and so like is two tier here. And if you have to connect, you also have options with three tier, and also have, if you have the connection, like your web server is on server, intelligent server it's on server, and your uh, okay, so in that scenario you have the four tier architecture. Okay. What's the difference in two tier and three tier and four tier? So if you are going with the two tier, then the connection between your metadata and your intelligent server will be direct. So the direct connection, it's set up between, it's consists of basically your MicroStrategy developer directly connected with your metadata and your data warehouse. So there is no separate database server for your metadata and your data warehouse. Okay, so and then three tier is a server connection, which is identical to the two tier environments, and except you have your developer communication with the metadata and your data warehouse through the intelligence server. So where the three tier is where your intelligence server come into the picture, but in the two tier the intelligence server won't come into the picture. So your developer will direct connect with your metadata and your data warehouse. But in the three tier, you must have intelligence server, database, and your developer tool must be installed. So your developer will connect through your intelligence server rather direct connect with your metadata. Okay, and the third options is the four tier. Four tier is where you have your developer its own server, your intelligence server its own server, and your web server its own server. It's fully distributed environment. Okay, so let me show you how it's look like in two tier. You can see it in the two tier environment. You have just your developer here and your metadata and your data warehouse. There is no intelligent server in between. So your developer is directly connecting with your metadata and your data warehouse. Though the ODBC connection must be installed in all three environment, in all three architecture, its ODBC connection must be it's a link between your metadata and your data warehouse, which helps you to connect with your metadata and data warehouse. That's its look like into the only two in its look like in two tier environment. Okay, let's see how three tier look like. So in three tier environment, you have developer installed its own server, and then your developer it's connecting with your intelligence server, and your intelligence server it may be on the same server as the developer server, or it can be on the different server. But your developer MicroStrategy developer, it must be connected with the intelligence server, and see, you can see the developer, it should be connected through the TCP/IP protocols, and there must be a port open 34952 port must be open between your network and your computer to make it work. So how it's look like, you can see it. You have your MSTR developer its own server, though it could be on the same as the intelligence server as well. But it's the best idea you have developer its own server, and you see you have three developer server installed, and you can, okay, but and your metadata is here. Okay, but in between your developer and your metadata, we have intelligence server installed here. We don't have direct connectivity as we have shown in the previous slides. It's connecting your developer. It's connecting through your intelligent server instead of the direct connection. And what's the key points? You also remember in when intelligent server come into the picture, there is obviously a TCP/IP protocol which must be enabled and between your server, so that they can communicate each other without any issue. Okay, and obviously the ODBC connection must be installed before you make the communication and you configure your project and project source. So let's see how it's how 4 tier look like. So we have the 4 tier. For in the 4 tier we have our own web server as well, which is communicating. It's in the 3 tier we, and in 2 tier we don't have the web server, it's on server. But in 4 tier we have, you can see it's, we have the developer here. And say we have two developer server, and both developer server, they are communicating with our intelligent server, same as in the 3 tier. And the intelligent server, it's communicating with your metadata. Intelligence server also will connect your data warehouse. Your developers not going to communicate directly with your metadata or your data warehouse. Also, you can see in this picture, we do have one web server. You see here. Okay. We have web server also. We have this desktop and we have web server. It's web server. It's here. These are the user connection. Okay, these are the user, but this is our web server. And this web box, it's directly going to communicate with your intelligence server to get the request results. Okay, so your intelligence server, it will give the results to your web server as well. So here we have three, developer it's on, web server it's on, and the intelligence server come into the picture also. And the key point is we must have HTTP port enabled, like whether you are using the HTTP or the HTTPS. Based on them, you must have the ports. Like if you are using the HTTP, then port 80 should be enabled. If you are using secure communication between your server as well, then the port 443 should be enabled for HTTPS communication. And your TCP/IP port should be enabled. And yeah, the ODBC connection must be installed and configure properly with your metadata and your data warehouse to make your intelligence server communicate between with your metadata and data warehouse. Okay, so after you install the MicroStrategy, you have to establish the communication between your various platforms. Okay, so this is uh, how it's look like your web server, your project source here. As I show you in the developer, we have the developer installed here. And this is we have created our project source here, and it's our web server. And our iServer also have, see, iServer, its web server is communicating with intelligence server. Our project source also communicating with our intelligence server. It's only communicate project source will communicate directly with intelligence server only in 3 tier or 4 tier, not in 2 tier, if you remember. Another important component is the ODBC connection. The compatible ODBC connection must be installed on your system where you have installed your intelligence server, so that your intelligence server can communicate with your database source. And because in the ODBC connection, you have to create the DSN, that it stands for the data source. And your data source, you must have two DSN created within your ODBC connection, so that your application can communicate with a metadata database server and your data warehouse. So your ODBC connection, it's look like a pointer to your specific database into your application. So and your MicroStrategy, in your MicroStrategy environment, as I mentioned, you must have two ODBC connection, one for the metadata. And because you have two database, one is your metadata and another one is your data warehouse where all your original data resides. So your application will fetch the data from your data warehouse. Okay, and your metadata, it contain your application information into the metadatabase. So you must have the two database ODBC connection configure, right? So you can see one connection, it's going to be connect with your metadata, and another one is going to be communicate with your data warehouse. If anyone is not working, your application will stop working. Keep in mind, guys, your ODBC driver are the database specific. You cannot install the ODBC connection for your SQL Server ODBC connection to communicate with your any other vendor database server like your Oracle. If you have installed Oracle driver, Oracle ODBC driver, so that's ODBC driver not going to communicate with other database than Oracle database. If you have installed your MS SQL Server ODBC connection, so the ODBC connection will only communicate with your SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, that you cannot map your DSN with your Oracle or other database vendor. So keep in mind. Okay, though you have multiple options, you can directly create your ODBC connection from your ODBC window, or you have the tool inbuilt in MicroStrategy, and that's we call the connectivity wizard. You have to open your connectivity wizard, and that will give you a wizard, and you will go through the steps to create and configure your ODBC DSN with your database. Let me show you how connectivity wizard look like. You just go to your server where you have installed your application, and let me show. So you can search it here. It's here under the MicroStrategy tool. You can see the connectivity wizard. Just click on them, and it will open a connectivity wizards window for you, so that you can see from this wizard. You can just click on next, and you already have a different, like you have the Amazon Redshifts, DB2, and MST, Microsoft SQL Server, MongoDB, Oracle, Postgre, lot of server you have, ODBC connection you can create here. Even you can create with the Microsoft Access also, or other relational database which is not mentioned here. Okay, so you can create the ODBC connection. You just need to select this radio button based on your database, and you can once you hit the window, hit the next button, you will get this driver details. You have to put the data source name. It could be anything based on your company standard, but as it's good idea, you are creating, let's suppose you are creating a DSN for your metadata, so you mention the metadata, so anyone come and they can understand, okay, that's the DSN which is going to come point to your metadata. So name should be identical. Okay, and here is the host name. Host name is for your SQL Server hostname, or where your database resides. So you have to enter the host name based on your either your IP address or FQDN name you can put here. And based on what kind of database you are being used in your application. So based on as I have selected the SQL Server, so SQL Server on the default port, it's communicate over this 1433, and then you have to enter your exact name as a database name you have created into your database application. So that this database name, exact same name, it should not be that different than your database you have into your on your database instance. And once you have entered, let's suppose my IP address is just giving an example. This is my IP address for my database where I have my database server installed, and my database name is, well, my database name, let's suppose it's an XMST or metadata. Okay, so I have entered my database name here, and then metadata, yeah. And then you have to select, you have the options whether you are going to use your Windows authentication or you are going to enable your Azure. And is the best practice before creating your DSN, just test your connection. Once your test is successful, you have to first hit this test button, and then you have to enter your username and password and try to connect. If should be successful before, and should be successful so that you can finish it, and it should work in your application without any error in next step. Okay, so this is how you can create your ODBC connection, your DSN connection, through this MicroStrategy wizard. And though you have the options, you just open your ODBC driver here. So you have also the ODBC here, ODBC source database administrator. You can create the ODBC from here. I do have few. These are the my default. You if you install the MicroStrategy, you are going to get the exact same DSN install into your environment. So let me check the drivers. If you just see, it's giving you the exact same ODBC driver here also. So you can see it here, like we have the Cassandra, BigQuery, Hives. We have a number of drivers installed here. So again, based on them, you just come here on the system DSN, click on add, and then select your database drivers. And let me select it, SQL Server, let's suppose I'm going to select this. And then again, you have to enter your database source name. It could be anything like an XMSTR metadata. then description you can leave it blank, and then you have to enter your database server name or IP address or your FQDN name. And once you enter your server IP address or the server name, you have to hit your next button. Then here is the authentication, how you are going to authenticate with your database, whether it's a Windows authentication or you are going to use your SQL Server authentication. So based on that, you can connect. Okay, I'm just leaving it as a Windows authentication. Though it's not going to be connect, it will throw out me the error because I don't have any SQL Server installed yet in my environment. So that's fine. Okay, so let me close it. Let me show you what kind of error, what type of error you can get if there is something wrong with your DSN creation during the time of DSN creation. If let's suppose you put the wrong password or you don't have you have entered the correct DSN, your database instance name, so you will get this the connection failed. You will get reception error like connection cannot be open, okay, or access deny or something. That's a generic error. So you have to troubleshoot and fix those errors. Okay, that's the process how you can create the ODBC connection for your MSTR environment. Let's move to the second important components of your MSTR environments. So another one is a server definition. It's a config. Let me just okay. Here you can it's the server definition, a configured instance of intelligent server that it specifies metadata connectivity information and configuration parameter. This server definition it keep all your intelligent server information into its own file. So you should use configure your server definitions carefully, otherwise your application will stop working. Even you will not get your project into your project source if there is something wrong with your server definitions. It's very critical. So let me show you how it's look like. So okay, so let's see, it's our intelligent server here, and it's going to communicate with your metadata. So intelligent server, all the information of your intelligent server, it's reside under this server definition. Okay, so this is the metadata connectivity informations, like including with the server definition is stored in the registry of your Windows environment as well. You can see it into your uh, reg edit.msc. If you just go to there and you can find out this server definition information, your intelligent server information there as well. So when intelligence server is start, so what it first it looks it's connection information, where I have to connect, where I have to what the server, where is the metadata resides, where I can go and connect with metadata, and how what's the server name. So this first intelligence server look those information into the Windows registry so that it can connect with your metadata. If there is something wrong, or you have, let's suppose you have the strict environment. Even as per my personal experience, I have seen a couple of error into the on-premise environment where the customer have very restricted and they have not configured the DNS, reverse DNS pointer. So what happened? You have configured your environment with the database, only the host name, not the FQDN name, and then it's going to be break your application because your intelligent server not going to communicate with your database because it's not resolving the name. So make sure you are using the FQDN into your environment, into your connectivity. Let's suppose you have created your metadata onto your database server, you have configured your ODBC connection, you have created your server definitions. Now let's move to the project source. It's very important. Okay, so the project source, what is the project source? It represents the connectivity to your metadata. In a two-tier environment, the project source represents the connection between deployer and the metadata only, not the intelligence server. But when you are using the intelligence server, let's suppose you are using the 3-tier or 4-tier. Mostly in the production environment, we use the 4-tier environment. We don't keep everything on the single box. So there might be some performance issue and your application won't work as it's designed. Okay, so your project source, it's represent a connection between your intelligence server and your metadata. That's the only work of your project source. As you can see it here, I have one developer's desktop installed and my intelligence server on this separate server. So even you have everything on the single box, still project source will be into the picture because it's going to be communicate between your developer and to your intelligence. Not only the intelligence, but the project source going to be communicate with your metadata. If you have 3 tiers, so obviously your your intelligence server is going to communicate your metadata. Okay, so your intelligence server is going to communicate with your metadata box, and then your developer not going to be directly communicate with your metadata. So project source going to communicate with your intelligence server in this in the 3 tier or the 4 tier environment. After you set up everything, your project source and your environment, now your application is running, and your intelligence server communicating with your metadata, your data warehouse, and everything is working fine. Now what you have to do, you have to provide the web page to your users so that they can get the projects over the web. So you have to configure the 4 tier. Make any changes into your project source because it's already configured as 3 tier. You just have to set up a web server, and then set up your intelligence server into the web server so that web server can communicate with your intelligence server, and you can get the data into your web page. This is how it's work. Okay, so to do so, you use the MSTR web administrator page. I will show you how you can do it, and then it's going to communicate with your intelligence server as it's showing in this picture. So let me show you how its web page look like into your server. Let me open my web server. I'm just opening my IS because I have installed web server also on this box. Let me expand it. My default. You just go to here, just expand the MicroStrategy, then expand your ASP, go to content view, and you can see the admin.aspx page. Yeah, the default URL always your server name slash MicroStrategy slash ASP slash admin.aspx. Once you install your web server, you have to open this web page, and from this web page you have to enter your intelligence server name so that this web box it can communicate with your intelligence server and can get the data from your data warehouse into your reports into your dossier. Okay, so let's just it's just taking some time. Okay, now it's open and you can see it. I have installed this. I've already configured it, and this intelligence server name you have to enter it here. It's connected. Let me just disconnect it, and it's showing that it's connected now. It disconnected, so you have to click on the connect button, and it will connect your intelligence server. If it's disconnected, you are not going to your web server going not going to work, and you will get the error into your web page. So make sure you have added, if you have, let's suppose you have configured your cluster, your MicroStrategy into the cluster, so you can just type any, let's suppose test server name. So you can just go to here and click on add button. So it will add another server as well here if you have the multiple server. So you can add multiple server also into your web page. Okay. So another important features is the MS database instance. So is when a MicroStrategy object created into the developer that represents a connection to a data source such as data warehouse. So you can look at this is my intelligence server here, and this is my database source, and between in database and database source, of course your intelligence server going to communicate with your data source with the help of database instance only. You cannot communicate without your intelligence server cannot communicate without your database instance. Okay, so when a project architect create a project, he assigns a database instance to that project, and a project connect to only one primary database instance at a time. So keep in mind, it's only one primary database instance can be communicated, but a database instance can be assigned to multiple project. All right, so though if you have created this database instance and you have multiple projects, so you can assign this database instance to the multiple project, but uh, only one primary database instance you can communicate with a project. You can also assign a secondary database instance to a project into the project configuration editor. So whenever you need to make a connections to a data warehouse or a source file, you need to create a database instance, and you create database instance using the database instance editor or your database instance wizard in your developer. Okay, so a database instance is associated with one or more database connection and database login. So it's my tips. You can share database instance with other user and control with the privileges such as view, modify, and full control. So you can create and configure your database instance in the way let's suppose you have your analyst. So you can just create a database instance and configure with your project. Particular instance that is configured and assign the privileges only to view the reports or view the your dossier. So if you have configured your users with that particular database instance, so those users will have only particular uh, privileges into your projects. Okay, so how the database connection, it's let's say first you have to specify the DSN and database login to use to your data source. Okay, this is your intelligent server. It's my intelligent server. I do have my DSN plus login. I have to click configure it, and then it's going to communicate with metadata. Okay, so a database instance, it designate one database connection as the default connection for MicroStrategy users. However, users and groups can be mapped to other database connections using connection mapping. Basically, connection mapping allows you to assign a user or group in the MicroStrategy system to login ID on the data warehouse RDBMS. So the mappings are typically used to take advantage of one of several RDBMS database security technique, like the security views, split fact tables by rows, and a lot of. Okay, and it may you have already created. Okay, so you use a connection mapping if you need to differentiate MicroStrategy user from each other at the data warehouse level, not at the project level. This connection mapping, it helps you to segregate your users so that they are not going to hit your unnecessary your data warehouse. Okay, so it helps you to improve your performance as well. Okay, so let's me move. So you create connections using this connection editor windows here. You can just open this database instance and you will get this window into from your developers. You can see it. Let me show you real quick how it look like. Okay, so let me find out my developer tool here. So it's my developer, and I don't set any password yet, so I'm just leaving it blank, and just it's giving me the licensing warning. So this is my default project source, and what you have to do, just expand this project source and go to administration, expand your administration, then go to configuration manager, and then database instance. You can see it. These are the default database instance already created for me when I have installed the MSTR. So if you have to configure a new instance, so you just need to right click, go to new and database instance. So it will open you your database instance windows. So you just enter your database instance name, let's suppose like this. If you have configured for your, let's suppose your analyst DB instance, you have to enter them. Then your database connection type, what type of database connection you have. Okay, so you will get a lot of options here. uh, is it what type of database? It's SQL Server 17. So okay, so then you have to select your database connection type. These are the default, or you can create the new one to click on it. And just let's suppose it's my analyst DB connection, and then you have to create the ODBC. Based on them ODBC, you have to select then ODBC, which ODBC you are going to be used into this database connection. Okay, and you can also create your login. You can use whether the Windows login or your database login, what type of login you are going to use. So you can create the login here and then assign that particular login to your ODBC connection. Okay, and then click on OK. Sorry, click on OK, and then you have to hit click on OK to create the ODBC instance. Okay, so now let me show you how you can create or configure your 3-tier project source into your developer. So once you log into your developer, you can just log into your project source and right click. You can create a new project source and you have to enter, let's suppose my I'm just 3-tier PRJSR. That's my 3-tier project source. I'm just going in. So here is the options whether you are going to use the 3-tier or the 2-tier. So you have, if you are going with the 2-tier, then you don't need to do anything. Just select the direct, and then you have let me show you again. So if it's a server, then it's giving you the name. You have to space enter your intelligent server name. If you just select the direct connection, so see your server name gone, but your ODBC connection come into the picture. So you have to select your ODBC connection, whatever ODBC connection you have created into your ODBC driver. So all the DSN connection will show you here, and you have to choose them in the direct connection. That's the only requirement to create and configure your 2-tier, and just enter your login ID and the password for this particular ODBC connection, whatever login ID and password you are using. If you have server, let's suppose I'm going with the 3-tier connection. So in this text box, you have to enter your intelligence server name, and I just selected this Eclipse button. It should not be, but if you just select these options, it's giving you all the intelligence server available into your environment. So better is you just select and don't select it and type it manually here. So let me just copy my host name where I have installed my intelligence server. I haven't changed this host name when I've installed my Windows, so that's why. Okay, so you have to install, enter your host name, and then this is a port, default port for MicroStrategy 34952. Connection timeout after 5 minutes if it's ideal, and you don't need to anything. Just accept this. Just leave it as a default. You don't need to change it if you are not going to, you know, going to your LDAP or authentication or any other authentication than your standard authentication. Okay, and then click OK. So see, it's created. My 3-tier project source created now, and all okay. Now you can see it. My 3-tier project source configured. This is how you can configure 2-tier or the 3-tier project source into your MicroStrategy environment. For the 4-tier, if you are, let's suppose you have to configure your 4-tier, so you just first you have to configure your project source here, and then uh, go to your web server and just open this http colon slash slash your server name slash microstrategy slash asp slash admin.aspx page. Open this page and enter your intelligent server name here. Okay, so that it can it will configure you your 4-tier project source. Let me just let me try to delete it, and then I will reconfigure it again for you. So I'm deleting this configuration from my server. Okay, so right now you will get this web page if you are opening this first time into your environment. There's no intelligent server connected, no unconnected server, because I have just deleted my configuration. So you have to enter your intelligent server name. Just copy those intelligent server name and hit add button. Keep your connection mode automatically so that you don't need to connect every time from your web browser. Yeah, and you keep your connection alive. Yeah, I need to keep connection alive. Okay, after those checkbox, you are going to set up your 4-tier uh, architecture environment into your production environment. Okay, so this is how you can configure your 4-tier. And right now your web server it's communicating with your intelligence server, and you can execute reports. You can create the dossier, and you will get the data from your data warehouse on your web page only. Okay, and you have to just share the web page to your users so that they can get the data from the data warehouse without touching any MSTR tool. So thank you guys. This is the whole process. What's the type of MSTR connectivity? How many types you have available into MSTR to connect and configure to the as a project source. So we have two tier, three tier, and the four tier architecture into MSTR. And I have show you how you can create, how can you configure your two tier project source, three tier project source, and four tier project source. Okay, and you can also create the database instance just under the project source, then administration and configuration manager, and then go to your database instance, right click, and you can see it, and you can create the database instance from here as well. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. This is for today. Thank you.